All right, so after nearly 4 or 5 years, I am finally going to build one last Hackintosh. And I'm going to try to document it as I go. I've still got my dual monitors, of course, but I'm going to use the same case. I've used it through all three of my builds. This is my i9 9900K. Originally, when I posted it, had dual Vega 64s, but I upgraded to the AMD 6900 XT. So, you know, that's going to be transferred to my new one. Everything in here is going to the new one, except for, of course, the motherboard and the CPU. So, I'm replacing it with a i9 139K and another gigabyte motherboard. I've had this one now for, like I said, nearly 5 years. I've been very happy with it. So, you know, aesthetics and stuff, I don't care nothing about that. So, you know, this is just going to be the documentation of me doing it. Like I said, I'm going to keep everything here. I know it's messy in here, but, you know, I just wanted to one time document all the way through. Now, I am going to take the i9 that's in this one and put it in the case that has my i7 6700K in it. That thing's nearly 8 years old now, and it's just not. The Asus motherboard that I put in it, the network card that's built into it doesn't work. There's a few USB ports that don't work on it. One time I got hit by lightning, that's why that went out. But like I said, I'm going to document, try to everything on this. I'm going to try to dual boot Windows again, and also, of course, OpenCore for the Hackintosh. So, like I said, I'm going to document everything through, and I appreciate you watching. Alright, here's my new motherboard. Processor. And then my standoff screws for my water cooler. Alright, so I'm partially dismantled the old 9900K. I'll take some more as I go further. Alright, got the cooler out. The CPU still on that board I'm going to reuse. It pretty much is all gone. And we're watching a football game. Alright, so I now have my new motherboard installed. I've updated the BIOS to accept the i9 139K. Starting to plug everything back in. And got a few other things to do, and I'll mount my CPU and give it a test fire. Alright, so I finally got my switch controls up top hooked up, and I just laid in the 139K. So I'm fixing to finish that part up and start on some more stuff. Like I said, I'm just updating as I go. Alright, so I have pretty much everything mounted. My GPU coolers, all that set up. I've got it hanging here. I'm fixing to apply the thermal paste. I'm sorry, I'm having to use better lighting than what I thought I had, but I don't. Still got some cable management to fix down there. Like I said, I'm going to apply the thermal paste, and then I might even give it a test fire and I got to put my GPU in. So I forgot that Mr. J is sitting here helping me. He's giving me moral support. Don't you, Mr. J? Huh? He don't want to talk when the camera's on him. So I'll be back when I got the CPU mounted, and then we will try the best to put the memory back in and a few other things, and I'll video the test fire. Alright, so I just got the cooler put onto the CPU and my thermal paste put on there. I'm fixing to do the GPU, my hard drive, memory, a couple of other things. I'm going to do a cold boot just to see if I can get the BIOS and make sure I ain't got none smoking. Alright, so my memory is in now. All my fans are hooked up. I've done some more cable management. Got some more to do. But I've also got my 6900 XT hooked up. And I'm going to go grab a monitor and a keyboard. And I'm going to test fire it. Alright, I want to attempt my first boot up just to see if I can get the BIOS. That ain't good. Try something else. Alright, as you can tell, the last boot didn't go so well. But that was kind of my fault. Mr. J over here straightened me out. He told me what I done wrong, so I'll show you what I done wrong. I plugged my HDMI cord in the wrong place. I am very used to using display ports, so that's my fault. So anyway, let's try it again. Anya's trying to say hello to everybody too. She's back there. Are we going to see the BIOS screen? We have a BIOS screen! Yay! Alright, so last you seen I had it pretty much tore apart. But I've now got it back into my room where it belongs. Got everything set up. I've booted it a few times. So with all that said and done, I wanted to show you it fully working. As you can tell, I am editing the video for this one. And so far, I mean, it's pretty wicked for a desktop. It doesn't rival my Apple Silicons, but you know, it is what it is. So as I can see, I can flip back and forth between different videos. Scrubbing is fine. Like I said, it's got an i9 139K. Everything works. iMessage, everything works. And by the way, I ended up changing out the case. I figured it's time. And I went to 64 gigs of RAM. So I'll try to post some benchmarks later. But I just want to show you the finished product fully up and going.